And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Take a seat, get comfortable, let's just jump right into it. I feel like a popular topic in today's sort of sphere of influence is relationships. So we're just going to jump straight into it. The first topic I want to talk about is interracial relationships. This is something that's, near to me, considering I'm a black man and we're dating, I'm 22, so dating sort of like not a priority, but it's on the list of things that is important to people. And as a black man, there's always this sort of, let's say, stigma of the black man in the dating scene. There's always pressure from, my parents. My parents want me to date Grenadian. They want me to date Grenadian, but the trouble with that is Grenada is such a small island. The rate of which someone's possibly my cousin is too high. It's too high for my liking, so I'm just figuring out, let's just keep away from the island. I love the island, but let's just try to avoid that. Let's just see. I got some facts here just to sort of give an idea of the pressure of dating within your race. Let us see. Well, overall, people, when they're looking for a partner, there are certain characteristics that they look for. And psychologists had people rank 76 of them and found that being kind and a good personality was at the top, but also making money. And the reason why I want to emphasize that making money bit is, I'll come back to that later in the topic. But if we look at how black people are treated on the dating scene, research firm found that black women, as a whole, receive the fewest messages and likes when compared to other people. And men are also less likely to respond as that. Sorry if I'm a bit off. This hay fever is annoying and I want to kick hay fever in the balls. A common thing that I've noticed when looking through dating apps and online is the black skin is often some cases it's a fetish, some cases it's just sort of this weird attribute that's been worshipped, that's been idolized, that's been put on a pedestal. And coming from the black community, it's just a bit weird, if I'm honest. Seeing a white woman say, I only date black men, so if you're not black, don't get offended, or if you're not black, don't talk to me. It's weird. You want to feel complimented, but because they're pushing it so much, you're just left feeling, it's awkward. Very awkward, especially for women. Oh my god, the shit I've heard men say to women, black women. Talk about, I love me a piece of chocolate, or always wanting a black girlfriend, but it's just so weird. What is that supposed to make them feel? You're putting them on a pedestal that is uncomfortable. You're shining this light in the face. Oh, you're black and you're beautiful. Oh yes, come to me. I'll love it. It's just weird. It's weird, and it makes both men and women feel uncomfortable, if I'm being honest. But something that we also need to take into account is the impact of dating someone who's black. Because recently, with the Black Lives Matter movement, the recent deaths in the community, the recent problems that's been highlighted, there's a lot of conversations that would need to be had if you're dating someone who's black. And I don't think many people are ready for it, because you could talk to someone and say, look, this is what's going on, this is what's happening. But if they're not ready to accept it, they're not ready to accept it. And if that's the case, how can you date someone knowing they have that mindset? It's not going to end well, because it's just the experiences you're both going to go through is going to be very different from each other. So probably the smart thing to do is either talk it out And if after that they're still not understanding, just walk away, because it'll be better for you as a black person to date someone who's a black person, just to avoid that, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what I'm going through, blah 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 and all that. But it's not just from white people or people outside the black race where we are feeling some type of way. Even within the black race, there's pressures, there is scrutiny, there's preferences that make it not difficult, but let's say annoying when dating within your own race. Like, when you look at today's media, it's always this idea of, oh, the black man and the white woman dating, and that's like the popular thing, and a thing that's brought by my parents and even by people in the media is when a black man reaches certain money levels, certain levels of wealth, that they always date a white woman. And I can't speak from experience, I'm broke as hell, so I don't know what it is about dating a white woman at that level of status, but I feel like if you're rich and you bring your people up in the wealth as well. Or is it just me? Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just crazy, maybe I'm just spitballing here. But there was a research done in 2013, I know it's a while ago, but they spoke to some black men and, asked them why doesn't he date black women? And they kept saying, they're too ghetto, they're too rude, they make it hard when it doesn't need to be. That white women are easier to approach than black women. And in one sense, I could sort of agree with that, but not to fully just abandon dating black women. The thing with black women is there's so much pride in being a black queen that if you're going to approach a black woman, you need to approach them, come correct, that's it. It's not that they're hard to approach, it's just you need to come a certain way. It's easier to approach a white woman because as a black man, the feelings of prestige, the feeling of content is less because, she's not in your race. There's not like this big pushing behind them to treat them as queens. So therefore, it's easier to just approach them. And as I already stated, some white women idolize, love the idea of dating someone who's black. It just makes their day to get a black man. Personally, I don't have a preference when it comes to race. If it hits me, it hits me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if I had to choose, I'm going to choose a black woman. And not just like a light skin or a mixed race. It's black. Black is black. That's another problem we have in the community. This sort of preference between, I like a dark skin, or I like a light skin, or mixed race, or fair skin. Black is black. We need to stop this. We've already segregated ourselves to the black community. Why would we segregate ourselves further into dark skin, light skin, mixed race? It does more damage than it does actual good. So I feel like if you're gonna do this interracial thing, there's a lot to think about in terms of what you're both bringing to the relationship, what you're getting out of the relationship, and what the impact of, you dating outside your race. Because it may not seem like a big deal to you, but to others, they're looking at it, they're frowning upon it, they just don't agree. And I'm sort of not in the same boat, but I can see where they're coming from. But at the end of the day, you need to date for yourself. You need to date with someone that makes you happy. And if it makes you happy, then go ahead, man. I'm not going to tell you any different. What makes you happy makes you happy.